Hello, my lovely Sagittarians. As I started doing this reading, I found myself going, yoo-hoo, where are you? Come out, wherever you are. And that was the quality of it, is like, okay, it's a little playful, but it's also like, are you hiding from something? And that's, as I check into the energy of it, it's almost as though you've done stuff that could potentially bring you out more into the public eye, and that now that you've done all of it, it's like you're kind of stepping back going, what have I done? What am I doing? And there's that quality of almost going back into some of the old childhood stuff around should I, shouldn't I, what's going to happen, that doubt, all of that stuff. But what I also want to point out that I'm getting here is that it doesn't feel hard. It doesn't feel locked off. It doesn't feel brittle. It feels almost like a wise stepping back to take stock, which is a little bit of trepidation in there. But you're also getting two cards which interest me. One is forgiveness. Well, you've got forgiveness. And that is, it's not just about holding no grudges. It's really, for this particular reading, what I'm focused in on the card is the idea of, even though you think you might know something, and in this case that it might be negative or concerning, know that there is bigger than you, that there is a greater force than you at play in everything that you're doing, and that you can count on that, you can rely on that, that you don't have to be, again, you have agency in your life. You have the ability to say I won't rather than I can't. You have the ability to know what it is you want and to stand by what it is you want, what you want to do, and let that be all right. And not just let that be all right, but let that be the right thing. Now, because you've got forgiveness and you've also got the virtue card, which is asking you to check in. It's asking you to check in on two things. One is, well, I'm just going to read it. Okay. What defines virtue in your eyes? Do you live up to your own or other people's standards? Do you demand that others embrace your definition in order to be held virtuous in your eyes? Can you respect others for maintaining virtue according to their own values? And I will say in this case, you as well, yours as well. Can you do this for yourself? And do you feel valuable if you don't live up to other people's standards? And that's where I feel like the forgiveness card might be coming in here, is that you may be being judged. And that may be one of the reasons why you're standing back a little bit and holding off moving forward. Or you may have been judged. There may have been a situation that was contentious. And again, it could be something that goes way back. It could be you now facing old rules and evaluations that were put on you as a child, or by a professor, a specific professor, or by a partner who sees life very different than you. It could be any one of those things. But you're being asked really to understand that you have power here. You have the right and the power to say, but do I want to? I will or I won't. It's not that I can't. And you're also being told that okay, so you get the pleasure card. And the pleasure card is reminding you that when we work with heartfelt pleasure, we genuinely are engaged in the work in a completely different energy. And we almost always, when it is really heartfelt pleasure, we are almost always more productive, more creative, more in tune with our intuition. And on top of that, you get grace. Okay? Grace. Grace is not earned. Grace is a state in which we receive, for no apparent reason, a divine influence which strengthens us in a way that eases whatever problematic or miserable state we find ourselves. Grace needs only to be accepted in order to be received. So that is huge, and that is powerful, and that is right in alignment with this idea of there being a bigger power in play here. And to remember, when you think you've got it all sorted out, especially when it is not in your favor, that there is another power that is working for you here, and to lean into grace, because when you lean into grace, you are leaning into divine support. You are leaning into divine love. You are leaning into source, okay? And what you get to use in this for yourself in this is just to look at what your patterns are around not working from a state of pleasure. And I believe you've been wanting to. My understanding of Sagittarius right now is that you have very much wanted to get out of struggle. You have very much wanted to work with ease and peace in your life. And that is where you're heading. And I believe that's where you're being asked. Stay focused in grace, forgiveness of any kind. Look at any pattern that you've got that is taking you out of your calm focus, out of feeling like you have the authority and the agency in your life that you need, and anything that is taking you out of being able to experience pleasure in your world, okay? And definitely if it's something that is work-related that is pulling you out of that, okay? Follow your intuition. It is something that you have. We all do, but you're aware of it. You've used it before. So pay attention to it, because the divine, and this I'm getting really clearly, the divine is going to be speaking to you quite clearly through your intuition to get you through whatever this wall is, okay? And again, it's not really a big wall. It's maybe like rice paper, nothing big, okay? Mwah, Saggies, take care.